Hello everyone, I am Dr. Parveen Singla, Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, Chandigarh Engineering College, Landra, Mohali. In the last session we discussed rectifiers, types of rectifier. There were two types of rectifier, half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. In full wave rectifier we discussed bridge type rectifier and center type rectifier. Today we will discuss the analysis of full wave rectifier. Analysis means the output that is coming is DC, but it also contains some component of AC. So what are the level of AC that is present at the output? We will discuss this thing. Means in simple we can say that the form factor, peak factor and ripple factor. Another important parameter that we will discuss in the analysis part, that is nothing but the efficiency. Efficiency means what is the level of output DC power that is coming and how much AC we are applying at the input side. It is obvious that it is full wave rectifier, so efficiency will be very much high as comparison to half wave rectifier, because in full wave rectifier, as we discussed in the last session, that output is coming for the both of the input cycle. Both input cycle is conducting and output is coming for the both of input cycle, so efficiency will be high in case of full wave rectifier. Both center tape and bridge type rectifier has a lot of difference in terms of efficiency. Efficiency is only the parameter that will define that which rectifier, full wave or bridge, is better. And another very important part that we will discuss in the analysis of full wave rectifier, that is PIV, peak inverse voltage. Simply, as we discussed, PIV is the maximum reverse voltage that we are applying across a diode and it does not get damaged. It can work in a very efficient manner when we are applying reverse bias, because after the reverse bias, the forward cycle or positive cycle will come and he has to work properly in the positive cycle. So for the PIV, peak inverse voltage, the peak inverse voltage of full wave rectifier is double to that of half wave rectifier. Okay, but this case is somehow in relation with center tape rectifier. The PIV across diode D1 is twice of Vs max and PIV across diode D2 is also twice of Vmax. In center tape rectifier we use two diode. It is a two diode structure, and due to center taping the voltage divides. Means if we are using 909 transformer, we can say that 9 volt will appear in the upper half and 9 volt will appear in the lower half. So when the positive cycle will come, diode D1 will conduct. Diode D1 will conduct, but diode D2 will not conduct. But 9 volt is appearing across D2. This 9 volt and plus the 9 volt is coming across the load. So 9 plus 9 will be 18, means twice of maximum voltage. That will appear across the diode D2, that is in reverse bias condition. So for the center tape rectifier, PIV will be twice of maximum. But for bridge type rectifier, it will be only Vmax. This is because there is no center taping employed in bridge type rectifier. We are directly applying the transformer to the bridge circuit. There is no any center taping of the secondary winding is done in case of bridge rectifier. In most of the cases, there is no any use of rectifier, no use of transformer in the case of bridge rectifier. Means it is optional. We may or may not be used transformer in case of bridge rectifier. So for the PIV, peak inverse voltage for the center tape rectifier will be twice of Vm due to center taping, and for bridge rectifier it will be only Vm. While analysis, we will discuss both center tape and bridge type simultaneously, and we will came to know the efficiency difference, means efficiency wise which one is better. This is the question. So this is PIV, peak inverse voltage. Next analysis part comes out with peak current. Peak current means maximum current that is flowing across the circuit, across the diode structure. What is the maximum current that is flowing? So when we will discuss about the peak current, the value of peak current can be derived with the help of instantaneous value of voltage applied. Means how much value of voltage you are applying across the diode. Means in the last time when we are analyzing half wave rectifier, we have taken it Vm sin omega t. Vs max, we can say Vm or Vs max sin omega t, and it was just simple like this. Vm, it was V max, this is small v and this is capital V, maximum voltage. We can write here also Vs max sin omega t. Same thing is here. That was a single diode structure, but here we are applying same voltage to 2 diode structure, that is center tape, or 4 diode structure, that is bridge type. So let us assume that forward resistance, we are utilizing the diode resistance also. Forward resistance is Rf ohm, and reverse resistance equal to infinity. Means as we know very well that in the reverse bias diode does not conduct, means it is not conducting, means resistance is very much high. We are taking it is infinity. Then the current flowing through the load resistance can be given as simply, this equation is very much important. We know very well that this is the structure of center tape rectifier. Simple. This was the structure of center tape rectifier. So this was the current I1 and this was the current I2. When the input positive cycle will come into account, diode D1 will work, diode D2 will not work, and current I1 will flow. Same thing is representing here, and the maximum voltage we are applying here is this one. So due to this voltage, maximum current I1, that will be flow I max sin omega t, and I2 current, because it is in the reverse bias condition, it will not work, so I2 current will be 0. I2 current will be 0 for the first half of AC cycle, for the first half of the AC cycle. Next, what is written for the second half, means negative cycle. In the negative cycle, this diode will not work. I1 current will be equal to 0, and I1 current will be 0 and I2 current will flow. The value of I2 current will be I max sin omega t, and I1 is 0 for the, this was the first half, this was the second half. So the total current, means the current, total current is flowing through the RL, na? Load resistance, the current across the load resistance will be the sum of both current. For the positive cycle I1, for the negative cycle I2. So the total current will be I1 plus I2, I1 plus I2. So we can write it as simple, means current is flowing across the diode. maximum current that was coming across I1 and Imax here. Imax, Imax means for the continuous cycle output is also coming, but what is the level of current? So we can say that it is Imax sin omega t, because current is taken from 0 to 2 pi. 0 to pi we can say that Imax sin omega t, pi to 2 pi it is also Imax sin omega t, and the simple we can say the current is continuously flowing. What is the level of current? From 0 to 2 pi, because the cycle will be taken from complete cycle, positive cycle as well as negative input cycle. The output is coming Imax sin omega t for the whole. So if we want to calculate the maximum current in terms of voltage, then simply we can calculate Imax is equal to Vs max or Vmax divided by Rf plus Rl. Rf means the forward resistance of this diode. This diode forward resistance Rf, and this is the load resistance Rl. So I will be voltage divided by Rf plus Rl. This circuit will be like this. This is the diode resistance Rf, and this is the load resistance, and voltage across it is V. Vmax, Imax will be equal to Vmax divided by Rf plus Rl. This will be same as was discussed in case of half wave rectifier also. So the maximum current that is flowing through the diode circuit, it may be center tape, it may be bridge type, not an issue. The maximum current flowing is Vmax divided by Rf plus Rl. Now the current will be same, but the value of Rf will be changed in case of bridge type rectifier. Here only in the single cycle only one diode is conducting, but in bridge type rectifier, what will be there? Bridge structure will be there like this. In the positive cycle, the current will flow like this positive, negative, diode D1, D2, D3, D4. The main thing that we have to understand here, that the Rf will be converted to twice of Rf, because in a single cycle 2 diodes are conducting. In center tape only one diode was conducting. In the bridge rectifier 2 diodes are conducting. So the forward resistance of 2 diodes will be taken into account. So Imax will be Vs max divided by twice of Rf plus Rl. Means Rl will be same. In the negative cycle, what will be the structure? Like this, this and this. 2 diodes are conducting, D1 and D4. D2 and D3 in case of positive cycle, and in the case of negative cycle D4 and D1, 2 diodes. So the forward resistance of 2 diodes will be taken into account. In the next slide we will look, this is the major case, that the efficiency of bridge type rectifier is less than due to center tape rectifier. If anyone asked to you that what is the difference in between efficiency, or efficiency wise which one a full wave rectifier is better, then you have to say center tape rectifier, because efficiency of bridge type rectifier will be somehow less than the center tape rectifier, because it utilizes 2 diode, and drop across the 2 diode will be more, and we have to taken into account the forward resistance of both diodes. This will lead to reduction in the efficiency. Next, the important part in the analysis is DC value of current. In the half wave rectifier, we also calculate DC value, DC voltage, in DC is coming at the output, DC current, what is the level of DC current that is flowing across the circuit. It may be a bridge, it may be center, and the output will be across the both diodes. Means both diodes are conducting. In the positive cycle diode D1 conducting, in active cycle diode D2 conducting for the center type, and for the bridge type D1 D3 D2 D4, or as per your arrangement. So the DC value of current and RMS value of current will decide our efficiency. These are the major part in the analysis that need to calculate. So in the DC value of current, IDC, we have to calculate IDC, and we know that formula of DC is 0 to 2 pi I d omega t. You can take it, and you know very well that two current are flowing, I1 in the upper half and I2 in the lower half. Okay, I1 for the diode D1 D2 D1 D3, or I2 for the D2 D4 for the center tape and bridge tape. So the main conclusion is that the output is like this in both the cases, like this. Here we can say that I1 current, here I2 current. Simple. So based on this, we will calculate the DC value of current. So IDC will be 1 upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi. We are taking 0 to 2 pi for I1 and 0 to 2 pi for I2. Means we know very well that in the 0 to pi section, I1 is active, but pi to 2 pi, I1 is not active, I1 is 0. And same case for I2. I2 is 0 for I1 for 0 to pi, and I2 is active for pi to 2 pi. So this is written here. I1 is the current through the diode D1. I1 is the current through diode D1. You can write here D1. Okay, I1 will be Im sin omega t, maximum value of current, sin omega t is 0 to pi, and 0 for pi to 2 pi. Obvious, pi to 2 pi I1 is current, D1 is not active, I1 current is not flowing, so it will be 0, it is taken. I2, for I2 is the current that is flowing through the diode D2. I2 is the current that is flowing through the diode D2. So I2 will be 0 for 0 to pi, and the current of I2 will be minus Im sin omega t for pi to 2 pi. It is taken negative, minus Im sin omega t. This is due to fact that we are applying negative cycle at the input and output is coming positive. So somehow, means due to phase reversal, we are kept here minus Im. Now we have I1, we have I2, then we will put the value of I1 and I2 in equation, in standard equation that is given this one. So on solving, how we will solve? This is the simple procedure of integration. We know very well that when we have to calculate the area under the curve, then we will use integration. IDC, DC value current, or average value. DC value means average value. 1 upon 2 pi 0 to pi Im sin omega t d omega t. But pi to 2 pi I1 will be 0, so we have kept here 0. Okay, this is for simple, you can say that this is the concept for I. For I2, 0 to 1 upon 2 pi 0 to pi 0, and pi to 2 pi minus Im sin omega t d omega t. Okay, now we are taking Im by 2 pi common and solving. Integration of sin theta will be minus cos theta. sin omega t minus cos. So we have kept here minus cos omega t 0 to pi. Okay. Then next 0, this term will be 0. We have kept 0. This term will be 0, integration of 0, 0. And next Im by pi, I am taken at the outside, Im by 2 pi minus sin omega t, means sin theta integration minus cos theta, minus minus plus. Here the plus sign, this is very much important, plus cos omega t, limit pi to 2 pi. Now we will put limits. Im by 2 pi is taken common across all, minus cos pi minus cos minus minus plus cos 0 plus cos 2 pi minus cos pi. We know very well that cos 180 is simple minus 1. Cos 180 cos pi minus 1 minus sin minus minus, this will come out plus cos 0 1 cos 360 means cos 0 1 minus cos pi minus 1. So it will be come out 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. It will be 4 time of 1. So 4 Im by 2 pi. It will become twice of Im by pi. So from this expression we can calculate that IDC in case of full wave rectifier, it will be twice of Im by pi. In case of half wave rectifier, it was simple Im by pi. Simple Im by pi. But in full wave rectifier, it will be twice of Im by pi. It may be center tape, it may be bridge type. The only difference is the of forward resistance, RF. In case of bridge type, it will be twice of RF. In case of center tape, it will be only single RF. And it will only be used when we use somewhere that we have to calculate Imax. Imax will be Vmax divided by RF plus RF. So here the difference between bridge type and center tape rectifier will arise in terms of RF or 2RF only. Next is the DC output voltage. This was the DC value of current. DC output voltage means output voltage that is coming across load resistance RL. It is obvious that we will cap IDC into RL. IDC will be twice of Im by pi. Now what is Im? Im is Vmax divided by RF plus RL. Okay, it will be 2 by pi. We are calculating VDC. You can take right it. VDC into RL, load resistance. Same thing is written here. Simple. Now here we can utilize the center tape or bridge. It is center tape. When I will write here 2, it will be bridge type, nothing else. When we will write here 2, it will be bridge, otherwise it is center tape. So when we can solve it also, it will be come around, means we have to take load resistance is greater than RF. RL will cancel out with this one. Okay, so it will be twice of Vmax by pi. Twice of Vmax by pi if RL is greater than RF. This is simple output, DC output voltage. Next, we discuss the RMS value of current. Means RMS, root means square value of current. So in case of full wave rectifier, we know very well that the output current is coming for the both of the input cycle. Means there is no any case that none of cycle is removed from the output. Both cycle is coming at the output. So in simple sense, RMS value of current means AC value of current that you have applied. Means what is the value of RMS current that is flowing across the circuit. What is the value of AC current that is coming across the output. This is the case. So we can take it as RMS, means we know very well that simple if we talk about the RMS voltage and RMS maximum voltage. So we found that maximum voltage is always greater than the RMS voltage, and we know that in our homes RMS voltage comes 220 volt, it is RMS. So when we have to calculate the maximum RMS voltage, then it will be maximum voltage divided by root 2. Maximum voltage divided by root 2. Same concept will be applicable here for the RMS. Root means square current. Root means square current. I max divided by root 2. In case of half wave rectifier, it was I RMS. It was I max by 2. But this was the case half wave rectifier. For full wave rectifier, it will be I max by root 2. It is same as that we applied that RMS voltage, maximum voltage or RMS voltage. So as a conclusion, we will calculate IRMS is equal to I max divided by root 2. This can be calculated with the help of formula also, that 1 upon pi 0 to pi I1 means IRMS square, means left side square then right side square. Same concept that applicable for calculating the DC, but the formula will be changed. So as a concluding part, we will calculate that IRMS is equal to I max divided by root 2. So next, RMS value of output voltage. Output voltage RMS means we know very well that in full wave rectifier output is coming in pulsating form like this, means this also contains some AC component. At the output, what will be the value of AC voltage, RMS voltage? VRMS at the output, at the load you can say that. So it will be nothing but the IRMS into RL, because output is calculating through the load resistance RL. Current IRMS into RL, that will be the output DC voltage, output AC voltage, same as calculated previously for the DC voltage, DC output voltage. So this will simple IRMS into RL. IRMS will be I max by root 2 into RL. Next, the important part is rectification efficiency. Next important part is rectification efficiency. Before going to rectification efficiency, we will discuss form factor and peak factor. That plays a very important role in order to calculate the ripple factor. So form factor of full wave rectifier is same, means formula is same as we discussed for the half wave rectifier, means it is the ratio of RMS value of the current to the average value of current. RMS value of current means I max by root 2 and average value of current IDC twice of I max by pi. While solving all these, we will find out 1.11 form factor. And next is the peak factor. Peak factor means simply we can say that what is the relation between RMS value of current to the peak current, maximum current. Means maximum current is flowing across the circuit is this one, and for what is the relation of the peak current with respect to AC current? It will be nothing but the simple peak factor. So peak value of current divided by RMS value of current. We know very well that peak current means I max and RMS value of current I max by root 2. I max by root 2. It will be under root 2. We can also calculate the peak factor for the half wave rectifier. Formula will be same, not issue. But will be that one means Kp. Kp will be maximum value of current, peak current divided by IRMS. For the half wave rectifier, what will be the IRMS? IRMS will be I max by 2 in case of half wave rectifier. So it will be simple 2 per 4 full wave rectifier, it will be root 2 because RMS value of current is Imax by root 2. Imax by root 2. From the form factor we can calculate ripple factor. Ripple factor means, as we discussed, what is the level of ripples, what is the level of AC component that is present in the output with DC. So for that we have formula form factor square minus 1 ripple factor. So here form factor comes about 1.11, 1.11 square minus 1, we will solve it, it will become out ripple factor. It will be very much less in case of full wave rectifier. Ripples are very much less. So this was about form factor and peak factor and ripple factor. Next important part is the rectification efficiency. This is very important question. Derive the rectification efficiency for full wave rectifier. What will be the value? Prove that the rectification efficiency of full wave rectifier is 81%, above 80%. So we know very well that rectification efficiency is nothing but simple DC output power to the AC input power. Simple. PDC, what will be the PDC? Output DC power. At the output. This is at the input. Means AC we are applying at the input and DC we are getting out at the output. No doubt that some DC part is also coming at the output, but some AC part is also coming at the output, but we have to calculate DC part only. So PDC at the output. What will be PDC? Simple IDC square into RL. Where we are calculating output, we are taking output across RL. You can take small notation, small or capital R notation. RL, load resistance, IDC square RL. Simple. IDC square into RL. IDC will be twice of Imax by pi square into RL. It will be 2 square 4 pi square pi into pi Imax square RL. This is the simple. AC input power, AC power that we are applying at the AC. So what will be here? I RMS square. We are applying it at the input side. That will calculate the rectification efficiency. AC power. IRMS square. This is very important point. Sir, why we have taken it here RF? Because we have to look at the input side. What is the RMS current is flowing and what are the value across which resistance it is flowing. This will give you the AC power. AC power. RF in plus RF. RF is taken because we are looking it at the input side. It will be only RF for center tape, and for bridge type case it will be twice of RF. It will be twice. It will be twice. No difference. There is no any difference in between center tape and bridge type rectifier. So this is the formula. Simple. IRMS square. IRMS for the full wave rectifier is Imax by root 2. Imax square by 2 it will become. Imax square by 2 and simple RF plus RL. RF plus RL. Same Imax square by 2. Root 2 square root will cancel out, only 2 will come out. So we will calculate efficiency. So PDC by PAC. PDC is 4 by pi into pi Imax into Imax RL. Same thing is written here. Divided by Imax into Imax RL plus RF divided by 2. So when we will solve it, let us solve it. Means 4 Imax square into RL divided by pi square. And what will be the value of this one? This will come out 2 Imax square RL plus RF. Imax square will be cancel out, okay, and simple it will be come out 8 divided by pi, 4 into 2 8 divided by pi square, and in the lower part it will become RL plus RF. Simple, 8 by pi square RL plus RF. So if simple, and there will be one more RL at the upper side, sorry, 4 into 8 RL divided by pi square RL plus RF, because only I max square and I max square is cancelled out, nothing else. So as per injection we previously used, if RL is greater than RF, then this will diminish, remove, this will cancel out, 8 by pi square. When we will calculate it in percentage, then we will come that it will become 81.2%. So efficiency of full wave rectifier is this one, 81.2%. 81.2%. For the numerical purpose, we can say that which one is better? Center tape is better in the efficiency wise, because if we will not cut it down, as this will be the situation, 8 by pi square into RL divided by RL plus RF. For the center tape it will be like this, but for the bridge type here 2 will come out, so the lower part is something high, someone high, obvious efficiency will be lower. So bridge type rectifier has less efficiency as comparison to center tape rectifier. So here the efficiency comes out with 81.2% for center tape, and it will be something lower than bridge type case. So this is about the rectification of full wave rectifier. There is a comparison in between full wave and half wave rectifier, full wave bridge and center tape rectifier. So number of diode is used in half wave 1, center tape, full wave means center tape, and bridge 4. Efficiency 40.6, 81.2, 81.2. Practically it will be lower. VDC, Vm by pi, twice of Vm by pi, twice of Vm by pi. Average current, IDC by 2, IDC by 2. Ripple factor, we will calculate form factor square minus 1 unrolled. For the half wave rectifier it will become out 1.21. For full wave it is less, 0.48. Same as for the bridge. PIV, Vm, twice of Vm we already discussed. Output frequencies we already discussed, F, 2F. Transformer utilization factor, it is also important part. That means what is the transformer, we are utilizing transformer, then how much DC it is producing at the output as comparison to its rated value. So this is transformer utilization factor. In full wave center tape rectifier it is something low, because center taping, we are doing center taping, and it is very hard to do the center taping and losses will take place in that. Form factor 1.51, 1.11, 1.11 as discussed, peak factor 2, root 2 and root 2. So this is the table that is comparing half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. So it's enough for today. Today we will discuss analysis of full wave rectifier. Thank you very much.